Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the best podcast on the East Coast, Street Savvy. I'm Jay Works, the host. Folks, check out what I got on. I want you all to take a good look what I have on tonight. If you ain't on here streaming, if you ain't watching, if you are not watching this on Facebook Live, you better get to it. This is a vintage, one of my first PD Code shirts. I don't know if you can see it. PD Code, designed by J-Works. One of my first PD Code shirts. It's one of my first ones. I put it on. The wife has one. This is one of the shirts of my very first merch I put out there. I got it on, folks. And it's on sale. This shirt I got on my back is on sale right now for $99.99. The very first one, folks. Okay. So, folks, listen, we got a great podcast for you tonight. I want to make sure you hear me loud and clear. I want to make sure you understand where I'm coming from. The conversation is very close to my heart. Issues around the world today, and we all got our thoughts and prayers overseas about the Hamas war, the Israelis against Hamas. It's serious. It's serious. It's just too much. But I'm not even going to go into that. I'm going to go into what's going on here in the States, in my home today, and how I'm feeling. I had a conversation with my son today, right? And it was a very emotional conversation. He was coming in from school. Actually, Jerry Jr., the fourth. He was coming in from school. And I happened to see him walk down the street, and I just started crying, tearing up, because a lot of things in my life I have went through is because self-involvement, things I have not known, people and places I have not known and have known, and situations I may not known or known to get into in my life. And one thing I want for these last 4 children that I'm in the house with today is to know that I want them to win at all costs, to earn everything they have, definitely appreciate who they are, and love and respect others as well. Because at the end of the day, no one's going to love you like you love yourself. And that's something they need to know. And I was telling them that very indulgently. I got very emotional because he is so bright at everything he do and everything he say. It's so compelling in what comes out of his mouth. I listen so much, and he's only 14. And it has hit me, what is one of my purposes to be in this earth is to take care of him any means necessary in all his siblings. But him today, it just got so emotional. His grade's been up and down. I know it's the first marker term, but I don't give a crap. I don't care when it comes down to first market term, first week, last week. I need your grades to be above that B. I need you to be knowledgeable who you are first, with grades or lessons. Because I'm not worried about his behavior. I'm worried about his attributes and his well-being to learn more in school. That's what I'm worried about. I'm not worried about nothing else. And the more he learned the education he needs to get further in life, is the happy and I be better off. Me and his mom. And the emotional part came today because I just want him to know I'm always paying attention. Always. And I'm always trying to get better at myself and being a father, a husband, a great parent, a loving friend, and a great constituent. And I'm never going to tell him something I'm not doing. I'm going to keep doing it, but I want him to be better and well off as well. So, just to give you that conversation I had with my son, I said, let me go and further this conversation on this lovely podcast, Street Savvy. So, folks, this would involve me to put the question on you guys, my viewers. Who and what is important to you in your home, in your life today? And I just reflect on my kids and my family. And I'm always trying to get better wealth, with generational wealth for my family. I told my son today, and that in-depth conversation and emotional conversation I had with him is, I'm always hurting. I'm always tired. I'm always working for him and them. And that's something I'm never going to stop. But what I did tell him, I wanted him to really hear conditionally that I want to be here to see him excel in life. And I think it caught him by surprise. It opened his eye, like I genuinely do to him daily. But this is just from others. Very different. And he told me he will. So that's what the conversation's about. But we got other news I want to embark into besides from myself today, folks. How you guys out there doing? I hope you're doing well. Let's get to it. NBA news. We in full swing of preseason. 4 preseason games. My Boston Celtics lost by 1 point. They're in championship mode. Folks, they're really in championship mode. It's time to cut some players. It's time to cut some players. And I guess they're in the bargaining. The New York Knicks. They signed some big guys. Big Cat from Minnesota, Timberwolves. They signed him. And they also signed another fella. So they can have a good season as well. A lot of teams ready. They said the Lakers is embarking on a trade. They looking like they're trying to get Marcus Smart from the Memphis Grizzlies, or in a bigger trade with New York for a big man. But Marcus Smart in that conversation. So the league is in well hands and is in good swing to start in another week and a half, folks. The NBA. NWA news. WNBA news, yes. Caitlin Clark was the #1 vote getter by 1 vote from being an unanimous vote of being Rookie of the Year. And I seen an interview that a podcaster had. A podcaster was talking to Dwayne Wade. And Dwayne Wade was telling the podcaster, listen, I watched your game. I watched the way you rebound and how you scope out the shot, how you already set the way you're going to jump. That's great. But now you need to develop a shot and work on that. And the podcaster, which is Angel Reese, Reese got a podcast. Yes, Angel Reese said, yes, it's only her first year. She wants to do better next year. And he also told her, listen more to your coaches. Develop things. Develop a relationship that you can take information from the sideline to the court and apply it and work on it. I think that was a great interview from Dwayne Wade. And Angel Reese did a good job. And other news with Angel Reese. I seen some stuff online, folks. And from an interview with her on her podcast, she says the WNBA can't even pay her bills. The girl was not lying. She signed a 4-year deal, 300 and some thousand. Her annual contract is about 80,000 a year, right? Her rent is 9,000 a month. You do the math. So her annual check or our annual year salary don't even cover her rent. But how she get it done? She has a lot of sponsors. She has about 10 sponsorships that pays the bills. She has a sneaker deal. She has a candy deal. She has a Wingstop deal. She has, that's to name a few, a slew of more sponsorships. So she get about $3.4 million in sponsorships, which is good. Hey, what's going on, Vic? I need to see you, man. I need to see you. I need to bring you a car, my man. Definitely, my Porsche. Thanks for having you on, too, as well, viewing. And so, Angel Reese definitely is making that money. But the league is not paying her enough. And I want to say this, folks. I want to get this out to all the young men and women, and especially the women, the young sisters who's in collegiate ball and who's going to WNBA. Get your money. Go get paid. Know your value. Work hard. Practice every day. Practice. That's right. Practice. Practice your craft. Practice your shot. Practice how to rebound. Practice how to score. Practice how to be a team player. So you can get your money, because it's no parity with the WNBA and the WNBA. I mean, the NBA and the WNBA. These girls are not getting paid no money. Unless you're a huge name. Unless you're one of those big names. Honestly. It's unbelievable how these girls are not getting paid. Not even a third what the men are getting paid. And I have an issue with that. I think it should be more parity with men and women, from the Olympics to the streets to the WNBA to the NBA, where I think that should be equal playing field, because look what the women draw. And some say that's all Caitlin Clark. I said, no. That's how the league is. It's ballers in the WNBA. I watched a lot of games this year. And look at the playoff. Look at the Liberty. Look at Minnesota. The Lynx. They balling. I think this, don't quote me, the series is 2-1 or 2-2. They are balling. That is 2-1. Someone from Liberty hit a game-winning shot last night, the point guard. So listen, folks. It need to be more parity, and we need to speak on more of that. You podcasters, you people out there, we need to speak more about that. Big ups to the WNBA. Big ups. In other news, hip-hop world, as you can hear in the background, Jay-Z and Biggie, that's off Jay-Z's album, right? And I'm not responsible for the music or the contents or anything about the music or the copyrights or the lyrics. I'm not responsible. Fat Joe was doing an interview on Shay Shay podcast, right? And he was telling Fat Joe, he was telling Shay Shay, he was trying to get it together. He had a deal, $1 million deal. He thought he striked it on by himself. But he said, someone from Rock Nation, a higher up in Rock Nation, said, listen, I heard you got a deal for $1 million, right? Once you come to Rock Nation, I'll get you $4 million. So I quote, Fat Joe said, she told Fat Joe she'd give him 4. He says, well, go ahead. He said, she picked up the phone, made the call, and said, yo, I heard you about to do a deal with Fat Joe. The guy on the line said, yeah. She said, well, listen, I heard the deal for $1 million. Now the deal is 4. He said, yeah, okay. I read the check and have it at the office tomorrow. Fat Joe said, man, I'm in Rock Nation. The reason why I'm telling you guys this, right? It went from $1 million to $3 million in Joe's pocket. And with him signing with Rock Nation. The reason I'm telling you folks is, you got to value yourself. And which Joe did. You got to market, you got to sell yourself, you got to know where you're going at as well. You got to know who's paying attention to you and who wants your product. who knows your worth. In another interview, I don't know if you guys know Master P, Ice Cream Man. I seen him on a podcast as well speaking on it. He said he walked in on the first deal. And he said it was him and his brother. The deal was for $1 million. And he said the executive producer told him, allegedly, take this $1 million because you ain't gonna get another deal out here like this in California, in the industry. So Master P said, he told him he gonna get buy the food. He had the check right here. He said him and his brother started arguing over it. He said his brother told him, yo, take the $1 million, man. We broke. He said, if this white man think I'm worth, gonna give me $1 million, what you think I'm worth? So he was saying, is the exec producer gonna give him $1 million? How much you think he's worth? He's worth tens of millions. So good job, Master P. That's the way of knowing your worth, folks. You gotta know your worth. You gotta know your worth. And good job, you too, Fat Joe from signing with Rock Nation. Fat Joe's at Rock Nation, y'all. I hope you guys know. In other stories of hip hop, I want to bring this up. It's been a lot of hoopla, allegedly, out there that Jay-Z was messing with Foxy Brown, someone he really loved and respected, and she really loved and respected him since she was a teenager from the same neighborhoods. Said he was older than her. Well, she addressed that. She addressed the rumors. She said she loved Jay-Z heartily. And she never said that. He never said that. He loves her the same way. He helped her as well as she helped him. She don't know why a blogger, whoever, could have put that out there. And she was struggling when she was in this interview with Sway. She said, Sway, hold up. Rephrase that. How you putting that? And she told him, never happened. And I appreciate Foxy Brown for stepping up. And as we know, folks, Pete Diddy's going through his ordeal. And the bloggers and people online like us or whoever are saying, wow, all these people in the picture with Diddy going to his parties, why nobody stepping up for him? We all know why nobody is stepping up. Because they don't want to hurt the partnership that they have with some of these big wigs or other people who look at them sideways. But let me tell you something. Just my opinion. If you my friend, you my friend. I don't got to count you. I don't got to count you out. I don't got to wish or hope that you're going to be there or not going to be there. I know you're going to be there because I'm going to be there for you. I'm going to leave that up to you folks to understand where I'm coming from with that. As far as the issue with Diddy and his friends or associates or confidants. In other news, love your family. Let family love you. And if not, be you. You could do bad by yourself. As my producer, Ijira Works, would say, I don't got nothing to do with that. And I hear you, my daughter. You don't either. You don't got to please no one. Not family, not friends, grandfather, grandmother, cousin, brother. Just be you. That's all you should want from yourself. God bless you, America, and keep tuning in to this great podcast. I'm Jay Works, and this also Street Savvy, the podcast. Please tune in every night at 8:35 and every morning at 7 p.m. We will have a conversation for you in the morning. Good night.